Happy Sunday! We're here, guys, for My Hero Academia. We got a live reaction coming your way. No One Piece this week, guys. We are on break this week for One Piece, but One Piece has one more chapter this year, guys. That'll be next week, I believe. So I'm really excited to get at least one more good one in here to see what happens with either Zoro and King or Sanji and Queen. But we're going to focus on My Hero, guys. Last chapter, Aoyama was discovered to be the traitor. Midoriya and Hagakure was in the woods, kind of, I don't know if she was spying on Aoyama or if she was just on a walk and just so happened to run into him and his parents talking about their plans going forward. And you could see the emotions in the last chapter were crazy, guys. The parents were bawling and crying. They felt bad for putting Aoyama in the situation. Aoyama was crying because he just wants a normal life. He just wants friends, to be a normal high school student, guys, go through the My Hero Academy. He's part of Class 1A. I mean, obviously, he's got potential. He could have done a lot of good things, but they kind of made it of hair in my mouth. Dogs, guys. His parents kind of made a deal with the devil. They wanted him to have a normal life, so they made a deal with All for One to give Aoyama a quirk, and it just so happens to be the laser quirk. It may turn out to be a really powerful quirk if Aoyama has been holding back. We see this trope a lot where the kid is acting weak for any reason, but we find out he's a traitor, and all of a sudden, like Aizen. It's a bad example, but kind of like Aizen, where all of a sudden, boom, he's the strongest, and they have to muster up strength to take down this guy. So we'll see what happens, guys. I really hope we get a confrontation between Midoriya and Aoyama, and I hope Deku can take Aoyama back to 1A, and they can kind of interrogate him and maybe make him a double spy, like turn Aoyama to his side and maybe protect his parents at UA to keep them out of All for One's grasp. So I'm hoping like that's like the best case scenario for this, but we'll kind of see. So guys, let's jump in. We are reading on viz.com, guys. Shonen Jumps, the official translation, chapter 337. We're in, guys, here in today's chapter. It looks like we're not getting the title right out the gate, so we'll find out, guys. We'll find out. So we're back into the woods. We're back with All for One talking to Dabi. Friends to spare, huh? Aren't we screwed if one of your friends gets caught? So they're kind of talking strategy. Not in the least. Say your 100 yen lighter fizzles out. What would you do? When my friends succeed, I rejoice. Should they fail, I think, oh, what a shame. And after that brief disappointment, I set a move onto the next viable route for my plan. So we're talking about all his routes that he had. When we was talking to Dabi last year, he had plans on top of plans and backup plans on those backup plans. So he's a schemer, and we knew that. I mean, he's been alive for over 100 years. So, I mean, obviously, he hasn't been alive this long and has dominated the world, the underworld this long without being able to come up with plans to keep himself on top. So obviously, All for One has got some schemes. So he's like, yeah, if they succeed, awesome. Good for me. If they don't, it's on to the next move. Alrighty. So we get the title here, Chapter 337, A Disposable Life. So that does not bode well for Aoyama right now, guys. So we're back in the woods. Deku with Aoyama's parents. You see Aoyama's like, his hands are in his face. He's crying. His parents are trying to console him. They're less like friends and more like disposable tools. So that's All for One talking. And I say hip, hip, hooray for any slight excitement they can inflict. So, man, All for One is dastardly. Run away, Yuga. So his parents are trying to take him away. They've been caught. Hold on. Deku's chasing after him. Mama, Papa, by being quirkless caused you no small amount of dismay. Both of you came from wealthy, privileged families and never wanted for anything in your own upbringings. And the two of you fretted over my being different from the other children even more than I did. That's why, hoping against all hope and wishing only for my happiness, they say he can give quirks to others. You dared to believe a dubious rumor. So they were more worried about the kids making fun of Aoyama than Aoyama was worried about it. And obviously they come from wealthy, privileged families. So they got connections. So you hear the rumors going about that he can give people quirks, talking about All for One. Man, that's just not the way you want it to go. See, Aoyama, I suffered at the hands of my new quirk, which has poor fit for my body. So you see him hunched over and he's in pain because of his stomach issues with the lasers. While you, Maman and Bubba, grappled with your own angst and raised me. So it looks like they're raising him. They look happy because you so feared my being different. My own drama sprang from the desire to conform. Yes, at some point, I hope to give back as you had done so much for me. So you will be attending UA? They say All Might has been hired to teach at the school. So this might be All for One talking to Aoyama. All right, here we go. We're starting to connect. Acting in service of others, in pursuit of their happiness, giving of myself for everyone else's sake. Inform me when your class is going to be isolated. Tell me the location of your training camp. Now that Izuku Midoriya has returned to UA, lure him somewhere alone. So these are the orders that he's been giving. Oh, see the poster kind of fell. Stay up there, Midoriya. I need you, buddy. This chapter, you're in it, man. You're in it. I need you to stay. Stay. Just put some of these posters up, so I don't want to lose any of them right now. All right, so they're trying to get Midoriya alone whenever he leaves UA. That note you left, when I learned that, like me, you were born quirkless, I fell into utter despair. So he looks super sad. He's bawling again. He's lighting up his stomach laser. Quit it, Aoyama. Deku's yelling at him. Naval, and he's about to launch One for All. And Deku's about to balance it out. And the laser, and you see this laser go all around the place, taking out. Was it? Did Hagakure get in the way? I just see like floating shoes. Oh. And both Deku and Aoyama are shocked. And she's holding out. My body lets me refract light. We could have been killed time after time. Now all of Japan is like totally messed up. So this is a Hagakure talking. She's like the perfect opponent for Aoyama. Her body reflects lights, and pretty much his attacks will always bounce right off of her. Wow. All right. Oh. We're kind of seeing what her face looks like. All right, so we're getting kind of like an outline of what her face looks like. She's got this hair going down, kind of like Ochiko's hair going down to her shoulder. It looks like she's blonde. What was going through your head this whole time in school with us? And she's crying too. Living in the dorms with us even. Well, say something, Aoyama. He's bawling even more. You have it wrong. Your dear Yuga only ever. And his parents are crying. And all of a sudden Deku just whips out Black Whip. He whips up the parents. He wraps them up and he pins Aoyama to the ground. Listen, Aoyama. Hagakure just did you a favor. She doesn't want you hurting anyone else, okay? So it looks like Deku's kind of got him pinned down. This is good. Let's take him back. So come on, enough. Let's stop this. Just let this be over. And Deku's crying and everyone's crying. It looks like we're shifting over. Yeah, okay. So he took him back to UA. So this is what I thought was going to happen. So they're back in the hallways. You see the teachers are there with him. I got the gist. So the police are there. He gave the boy a quirk and took control of the family. And you see the president's there, not the president, but the principal's there as well. We see Present Mike, we see Ectoplasm, All Might is there, and he looks devastated. All Might looks really sad. The quirk was granted about a decade ago. The fact that this kid's sitting here in one piece tells us that he's not rigged to blow in case of betrayal the way Nagnet was. May I ask you children to leave the room? And the president's asking that. I just keep calling him the president. Hey, Raven, stop eating the toy. I keep calling him the president. The principal is asking the kids to leave the room. So that's about to get intense. No, you may not. So Todoroki's like, nah, you're not getting us out for this one. This makes no freaking sense. What were you planning if Hagakure hadn't caught you? Come on, Aoyama, tell us. It's bullcrap, dude. So this is where the interrogation begins. They're going to get him to talk. Just talk with him a little bit. And then double cross him. Come on, Aoyama. I have faith in you, man. Another one of us who started out quirkless. Small world, huh? So Bakugo is kind of feeling the hurt, and Deku's eyes are all glazed over. Sadly, we're still struggling to restore law and order, so you need to tell us every last thing you know about All for One. We know nothing. He makes his requests, and we obey. That's all. So he's talking to Aoyama's dad. Should we fail, he'll kill us. If we lie to him, we're dead. Kill you? How? He gave us... 1 second. No. Give them a new toy and they want to eat it. Nope, you're on timeout. So, all right, picking up where we left out. Kill you? How? He gave us a demonstration of what happens to those who defy him. And you see a body just on the ground, just bloodied. No. It was some lackey who surrendered to the police. They were killed soon after leaving prison, so they wouldn't escape him. Wow. So this guy went to prison, got out, and then they killed him. That's messed up. So no matter how long it's been, you're not going to get away from the grass. And they're crying too. Wherever we run, he'll find us and make us face our doom. So they just felt like there was no way out. That no matter what, they were going to find him. You see all of the Class 1A, they're sad and shook. Kaminari's got like this shocked face. Ashido is crying. Jiro's consoling Ashido. Ojiro, sorry. No, it's Jiro. Jiro. Yeah, it's Jiro. Yuga had no way of knowing what would happen. Each time he followed those orders, he only knew that he mustn't fall under suspicion. We're the ones to blame. So they're kind of putting the blame on them, which is good. What was going through your head this whole time in school with us? Your deaths could very well have been on my head, and yet I found myself smiling alongside you all, as if you were truly friends. And Aoyama's kind of confessing and crying. Then we learned Midoriya was also once quirkless, yet he faces the crushing task that is standing up to All for One. I despaired when I realized how pathetic I am compared to him. Rather than express concern for Midoriya, I wallowed in my own misery, which sent me spiraling over even deeper. I'm rotten to the core, and Midoriya's getting angry. I, Yuga Aoyama, am a villain through and through, and Deku's not going to take this very well. He's going to tell him to shut up. Oh yeah? Then why did you try to save Kacchan and Takayomi back in the forest? And we're seeing a little flashback of him shooting the laser. Takayomi and Bakugo are there. And the cheese that you left me that night. Did All for One order you to do that too? Huh? Cheese pieces, I know. I don't ever remember the cheese pieces. I just don't remember. I know he was being weird and just like popping up from like the window or something, but I don't remember the cheese pieces. Of course not. I'm kicking myself for not realizing that was your SOS to me. And the reason you're bawling your eyes out now clearly isn't because you failed All for One. I happen to know a hero who got manipulated by him. But even she didn't sell her whole soul. So he's talking about Nagnet. Her spirit was crushed, that's all. Midoriya kid. If I hadn't known, maybe things would have worked out differently. Doing wrong doesn't make you a villain for the rest of your life. Take my hand, Aoyama. And Bakugo is looking surprised. If nothing else, we can choose how to enter this fight. Deku, I get it now. You can still be a hero. So Bakugo's trying to figure out what Midoriya is doing here. He's kind of shifting Aoyama to their side. I think this is where the double spy is going to come. Take the orders. Do your best to follow through. Again, don't look suspicious, but let us know what the orders are. That way we can double cross the villains when they show up. I'm guessing that's where it's going to be. That's the end of the chapter, by the way, as well, guys. Here to be continued. And I think My Hero Academia, it says next chapter will come in 7 days, so maybe we'll get one more by the end of the year. So maybe one more chapter. So this would be good. But man, again, another heavy chapter. So it went away about the way I thought it was, that Midoriya was going to take Aoyama back to UA and they were going to talk to him a little bit and try to bring him back to the light. Explain that it really wasn't his fault. They really didn't have a choice. He's not a bad guy. He just got put in a really bad situation from his parents who had his best interest in mind, just made the deal with the wrong guy. And unfortunately, it backfired and a lot of bad things happened. Luckily, no one from Class 1A had died with these orders that All for One has been given to Aoyama. Luckily, or I think his conscience would have been broken. Like, it would have been way worse. But because everyone's alive and they've been able to become so close that this is going to be able to turn him around in a good way. So I think they're going to be able to spin this, that Aoyama's going to come back to the light. I think they're going to protect his parents, and I don't think this is going to do too much to All for One, though. Like he said at the very beginning, losing one piece doesn't really matter to me. I just move on to the next route. So if Aoyama does end up betraying them and All for One finds out, he's not going to be that upset about it. And that's what he was talking to Dabi about. So really good chapter, guys. Again, a lot of information, a lot of talking in this chapter. Went about the way I thought it would. But I'm liking where this is going, guys. Things are ramping up. The drama is picking up as well. This is what I expect from a final arc. There's got to be some drama. There's got to be some tears. There's got to be some emotions. Like, this is all wrapping up. Like, all of the main storylines kind of coming together. And it's going to lead to that climax where everyone's emotions are going to be at their peak and making that final battle between All for One and One for All even better. So I'm really excited, guys. This is great. Just a solid chapter, really solid chapter. It's an information chapter, a lot of talking, a lot of emotion. I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy a lot of these chapters, guys. I'm not overly picky when it comes to either One Piece, My Hero Academia, Black Clover. I'm just a fan, guys, here. Whether it's a great chapter or you're like, okay, I kind of saw that coming. It's always fun to read. Yeah, and that's why we're here, guys, as fans. We just enjoy seeing where the story goes, seeing the twists, the turns. And this is one of them, guys. I know a lot of us saw Aoyama coming, that him being the traitor wasn't too surprising, but I'm liking what they're doing with it. And that he's not going to be the trope where I'm all of a sudden super strong, now I'm part of the bad guys. Now you have to kind of come and destroy me after my Class 1A is going to have to take him down in revenge, kind of. So I'm glad that they're not going with that route, so it seems. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing it's not going to go that route. So we'll see where this picks up and what Aoyama's answer to Deku is. You can still be a hero, guys. So that's it for this chapter, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more of these videos. I'm hoping there's one more chapter before the end of the new year. So I'm really excited for that, guys. So I'll keep you updated. More videos to come. As you see, I'm getting my background set up. I got more posters, really excited, guys. I'll make a reel about all the posters in here and go through them, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, take over your time, but that's it for me. On this Sunday, guys, your boy Ash is out. Peace. Have a fantastic day.